What's up, guys? This is your boy That Black Only coming to you guys today with a short DIY for anybody out there who has a VR headset that's just kind of laying on their desktop or laying on the desk itself right next to your computer. That's not a problem. If you want to do that, that's cool. If you want to just kind of do something a little different to have your headset actually resting on something, and there's so many good reasons why to do this compared to letting it lay out on your desktop, depending if you got a Rift S or a Quest. This is kind of the thing that you would want for like so many other reasons of protecting your lens and keeping as much dust out as possible. Now, it won't keep out all of the dust, but it'll keep out a huge majority of it, and that's using a good old mannequin head. That's literally all this is keeping a decent mannequin head like this. You can go to any shop, and there are more heavy mannequin heads that you can buy that support the weight. I'm telling you, they have a good support base, and I'll try to find a link down below. If I don't have one down below, I do apologize, but I will try to find a good link for it down below. And all you will need is this. If you have adhesive tape, mind you, I would only do this if your desk is old, not painted, or if you plan on using, doing the research on these adhesive tapes or adhesive pads for the bottom of these to stick on your desk. Because if you have an old desk like mine that is painted, what ends up happening is you end up having a freakish accident where it pulls the paint up and a little pieces of the wood, and it kind of looks something like that. And that's not a good thing. You don't really want that much. Like, you don't want that at all really on the desk. Definitely if it's new, you definitely don't want that. So I would say this is more for people who are wanting to just use this for old desk, or have a solid desk that has a good protection cover or something on it. Using a mannequin head, I will honestly tell you guys to use like Gorilla Glue. This type of Gorilla Glue, I'll show it like this, is the Gorilla Glue that is my choice for everything. I have so many DIYs I've used this Gorilla Glue for. I had a friend, you guys know him as Immortal Afro, who gave me a broken light stand. That leg was completely broken on it. He accidentally backed up and drove over on it, and I ended up saving that with just using a wooden dowel, a little bit of this miracle stuff, Gorilla Glue, and just let it sit for about roughly an hour, and this thing will support the weight. I'm like so serious. But the only thing is, it does foam up, and that could be a downside to some people. But if it's just something like a light stand, it really shouldn't bother you that much. Like I said, it saved me a lot of money just to be able to get that light stand. I plan on getting a few more to make my videos more well lit. But it's one of those things that you definitely need to do or want to do, is get you a VR head stand or a head mannequin to put your VR headsets on to make them look a little cooler. And I kind of wish I would have sprayed this thing before, but it is what it is. It doesn't bother me that much, but we're gonna go ahead and go into more detail on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the whole fade. So the things you will need is a mannequin, Gorilla Glue, or if you just cannot find the specific Gorilla Glue, some adhesive tape or adhesive padding. Those are be your main base things that you'll need. And funny enough, these things only will roughly cost you still under $10 if you use the exact ones. If you go for other ones that I have down below in links, those might be a little bit more expensive, but should keep you still within the $20 and under range. So let's go ahead and get started on this. Okay, starting off, what we want is to just make sure that the base doesn't have, if it's a little dirty, that's okay, but we'll make sure that it's at least a little clean before we put the Gorilla Glue on. I would use these, but these are temporary fixes. Eventually, over time, give it 2 to 3 days, these things will still pop off and pull off whatever paint is on your desk. Once again, do not do this if you have a decent desk. This is just something that I'm going to do with this desk because it is old, and when I plan on moving out, I will get a better desk, and I most likely would probably still put these on there because there's ways of taking Gorilla Glue, definitely this type of Gorilla Glue, off of the desk, and I might have a video on that when I get ready to move. So with that being said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and pop the top for this and go ahead and get started. So what you really just want to do for this, honestly, wow, that's a bubble. If you guys don't see, that's a bubble. But what you want to do is you want to just add a spiral. If there's any Joji Ito fans out there, or I know I butchered that, don't come for me. Believe me, it'd be a bad day for you and me. But if there's any Joji Ito fans out there, you understand what the spiral is, or you know what the spiral is about. And I'm just gonna make a decent little spiral. And this may not seem like a lot, but it is. You don't need it. You want to do it on the inner sides. You really want it not on your outside. You want it more close around that, at least an inch in of your circle, because when you press this down, it's going to spread, and you don't want it to spread out, because one thing, this stuff does turn into like a white foam. From the other part of the video that you guys seen, it does have like a white foam look after an hour. So after you do this, and like I said, this is hella simple, really fast, and very, very cost efficient. Like I said, this will not cost you nowhere near 20 bucks or anything like that. It's just just really cost efficient. And I will show you one that I've already done for the Quest. This one that I'm doing right now will be for the Rift S, and it'll be after an hour. Does it support the weight? Hell yes it does, because the Quest is front heavy, just like any other VR headset is. All VR headsets are front heavy. But what you'll see is that we carry it on over right here on the desk, if you guys see that, and just place it down. And what you'll do, just place it down, leave it right there, and honestly, it just takes roughly an hour. If you have anything that's like stuck or sticking onto it, it's going to stick. So if you make sure you put it in a spot you want to leave it at, the other excess part, you want to make sure you clean it up. I'm going to do a time lapse so you guys can, not time lapse, but we're going to skip to an hour, and I'm going to show you guys how this looks and how nice the setup is. And that'll be it. Let's go ahead and get to that. All right, and as you can see, that's the mannequin. And let's do the certified test. Michael Jordan. And it is very, very sturdy. But what I wanted to show you guys too is that's for my Oculus Quest, and this would be for my Rift S. So fun to cut to how it looks all together. And honestly, right there is how it looks. That's how that looks. And that's pretty much it. Like, it's just very, very simple, nice setup. Honestly, can't complain about any of this. And like I said, both of those mannequin heads together cost me about $6. The glue, maybe $4. So with that being said, pretty much close to pretty much $10 overall. But you could do the same thing for cheap, and it wouldn't cost you much. If you have only one setup, it's gonna cost you under $10. If you have 4, I'm talking about, it's still a real good deal. So regardless, you're doing exactly everything that you need to do, and which is a plus. And I thank you guys so much for your time and checking out this video. I hope that this does help somebody out there who does have maybe a wooden board or something they want to put this on, or a desk like how I have to set it up. And that's pretty much it. This is your boy, That Black Oni, signing out in 3, 2, 1. You guys have a good one. Stay safe and blessed. Peace.